Good morning. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. What do you think of your self-image? Do you think you're doing pretty good? It's just me, it's who I am. What if you could decide that you're going to uncover the best version of you? Not discover it, not become it, but get rid of all the outside influences and opinions that have caused you to play small, to think that you're not good enough. One of America's greatest psychologists, William James, said, "The greatest discovery of my generation is that human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind." That was in 1900. But we weren't taught that. Even in 1960, Dr. Maxwell Maltz said self-image psychology was the greatest psychological discovery of my generation. Well, that's about the time I was born, and in my whole life, no one really talked about self-image psychology or becoming the greatest version of you. Oh, sure, people talk about striving and becoming, but in a totally different way than what Dr. Maltz and William James were talking about. In 2007, Sandy Gallagher stated, "Through a slight shift in your own personal self-image, you can take all the genius and talent you have developed for one profession and apply it effectively to another." Those are all true statements, but people look at it like, but how? How can I? And mostly it's the how that keeps us stuck, because in the past we've looked at, if I do this, if I do that, then I know something else can change. Or if everybody else around me changes, then I can do something different. But what if you just started from asking different questions? What do I really want? And then become that version of you that has a brave goal, something that you really want to do, but you've been programmed to worry about what other people think of you. You've been programmed to worry about failing, or to thinking that you have to know everything ahead of time before you can achieve something. Well, Maxwell Maltz wrote a book called Psycho-Cybernetics, and he tells us how you really can get what you want. Dr. Maltz had a patient that came to him and said that he was bankrupt, ruined, and disgraced. Maltz looked at him and said, "Hold on a moment. The fact is you are bankrupt. It is your opinion that you are ruined and disgraced." Think about that. The opinion you have of yourself will always be reflected to the world around you. What you think of yourself manifests. What you believe about yourself is what you're all that you're capable of doing and being, until you change your opinion of yourself. The opinion of yourself will always be reflected in the world around you and will manifest in the results that you achieve in life. That's only your opinion, and you can change it anytime you choose. Self-image as we know it today was first discovered by Dr. Maxwell Maltz, who was involved with reconstructive surgery, commonly referred to as plastic surgery. He found that when he did surgery on a patient, Maybe he removed or repaired some form of disfigurement to a person's face. Sometimes there was not only a great change in the person's appearance, there was also a noticeable psychological improvement. Dr. Maltz also noticed that when some patients, regardless of how successful the physical operation was, they had no psychological change. They still thought they were ugly or worthless. They didn't compare to other people, even though the physical appearance was beautiful. What they thought of themselves inside was the opposite. So Dr. Maltz realized that we actually have two images, one that reflects back to us from the mirror, the one that people see, but also an image that we hold in our minds, an inner image of who we believe we are, what we believe we're capable of. And as the inner image is changed, the person's outer image can change. You have a set point, a personal self-image that you use to compare yourself to the rest of the world. And you've been programmed in the deep recesses of your mind, a perception of what you are, who you are, and what you're worth. This inner self-image is literally a control mechanism. It's a psycho-cybernetic mechanism, and it sets your ability to think, to decide if you are successful or a failure, to choose if you're happy or unhappy. It's like a cybernetic mechanism similar to the thermostat that you have in your home. In your house, if you're in Canada right now, it's about 30 degrees below zero, and you can set the thermostat to be a comfortable plus 70 or 80, whatever you want it to be. And the furnace will kick in and heat the house. Somebody opens the door and a cold blast of air comes in. You don't have to do anything to the furnace. The thermostat on the wall will send a message to the furnace, and the furnace will kick in, and it'll be a comfortable, balmy 70, 75, 80 degrees. That's what your self-image is like. It is set. Have you ever been told that you're beautiful and you reject the comment? You say, oh no, thanks, but I'm ugly. My nose is too big. This, that, the other thing is wrong. What about if you just accepted the compliment that the person is being honest? They really see something in you that you've been rejecting. Dr. Maltz says you have a built-in success mechanism. He gives us a practice exercise. He says, the unhappy, failure-type personality cannot develop a new self-image through pure willpower or by arbitrarily deciding to. There must be some ground, some justification, some reason for deciding that the old picture of the self is in error and a new picture is appropriate. You cannot merely imagine a new self-image unless you feel that it is based on the truth. Experience has shown that when a person does change his self-image, he has a feeling that for one reason or another, he sees or realizes the truth about himself. You can develop a better self-image. You can accept the truth about yourself that you are God's highest form of creation. And that means you are way beyond the creatures of the sea, the animals of the land, because you can choose, you can think, you can imagine, you can use your higher mental faculties like your imagination to decide, what do you want? What would you prefer? What if you believed that you had potential, that you really were a beautiful human being inside and out, and that the right person is drawn to you in your love life, that the right people are drawn to you with resources to help you create the business that you want, the legacy that you want to leave. Everything is within you, but you have to believe that it's true. Science has confirmed what philosophers, mystics, and other intuitive people have long declared. Every human being has been literally engineered for success by his creator. Every human being has access to a power greater than himself. This means you. As Emerson said, there are no great or small. In the book Psycho-Cybernetics, Maxwell Maltz says, if you are engineered for success and happiness, then the old picture of yourself as unworthy of happiness, a person who was meant to fail, that must be in error. It must be wrong. Maybe you've believed a lie. Accept your greatness, your true potential. Here's how your success mechanism operates. And you don't need to be an electronic engineer or a physicist to operate your own servo mechanism any more than you have to be an engineer in order to drive an automobile. You don't have to be an electrical engineer to turn on the light in your room. You just need to be familiar with some concepts. Your success mechanism must have a goal, a target. As human beings, we have an inner guidance system, a success mechanism, a psycho-cybernetic mechanism, something that we're going after. And this psycho-cybernetic mechanism or servo mechanism is on target for that goal, for that destination. But you must decide what it is. So if we go back to, what do you really want? As a human being, you set the target or the goal, but you must be convinced that it's already in existence. You must have belief that it's possible. If you see other people that are wealthy, rather than being jealous or comparing your poverty to their wealth, you must believe that if someone else can become wealthy, that's possible for you too. When you see other people in loving relationships, rather than wishing them harm or being upset, look at love as that's what you want. And what does that feel like? If it's possible for other people, it must be possible for you because you are part of this grand universe. And what you believe becomes your life. What you believe to be true, your subconscious mind, which is always looking for evidence, will show you. But you must believe that it's possible. Your built-in success mechanism operates by either steering you to a goal that is already in existence or discovering something that's already in existence. But you don't have to make it work. You don't have to look for all the reasons why you can't or all the proof that it's not happening. You just have to let your success mechanism work for you. The automatic mechanism is teleological. It operates, or it must be oriented to end results, to a goal, to a destination. Don't be discouraged because the means whereby may not be apparent. It is the function of the auto mechanism to supply the means whereby when you supply the goal. Think in terms of the end result, and the means whereby will often take care of themselves. The means by which your success mechanism works often take care of themselves and does so effortlessly when you supply the goal to your brain. The precise action steps will come to you without stress, without tension or worry about how you're going to accomplish the result you seek. Maxwell Maltz discovered that many people make the mistake of interfering with their success mechanism by demanding a how before the goal is clearly established. After you've formed the mental image of your goal that you seek to create, the how will come to you, not before. Remain calm and relaxed, and the answers will arrive. Any attempt to force the idea to come will not work. As Brian Tracy wrote, in all mental workings, effort defeats itself. Don't be afraid of making mistakes or of temporary failures. All servo mechanisms achieve a goal by negative feedback or by going forward, making mistakes, and correcting course. Any kind of skill learning is accomplished through trial and error, mentally correcting your aim after an error until a successful motion, movement, or performance has been achieved. Maltz says, after that, further learning and continued success is accomplished by forgetting the past errors and remembering the successful response so that it can be imitated. You must learn to trust your creative mechanism to do its work and not jam it by becoming too concerned or too anxious as to whether it will work or not, or by attempting to force it through too much conscious effort. You must let it work rather than make it work. This trust is necessary because your creative mechanism operates below the level of your conscious mind, and you cannot know what is going on in your subconscious beneath the surface. Moreover, its nature is to operate spontaneously according to present need. You have no guarantees in advance. Your subconscious comes into operation as you act and as you place a demand on it by your actions. You must not wait to act until you have proof. You must act as if it is already there and it will come through. Emerson said, do the thing and you will have the power. Think from the end goal and do the thing, and you will have the power. Fail forward. Act as the person that you want to become, and the goal will be reached. Well, how do you start to do that? First, by getting clear on what you truly desire. Your subconscious mind is totally deductive. That means it has no ability to reject. It will accept whatever you impress upon your mind as reality, regardless of whether it is imagined or real. So you decide what you want and imagine yourself already there, already doing it, already being it. Just like professional athletes. Not only do they practice their sport, they practice in their mind over and over and over the outcome, winning the trophy, being the hero of the game, making that play that takes them to the top. And that takes daily practice. As you find a comfortable place to sit or lie down and turn off other distractions, visualize your goal already accomplished. You're already at the destination. You've already won the prize. Sit quietly and take a deep breath in and let that go. You can visualize a funnel of lavender energy flowing into the crown of your head, circulating through your head and down into every area of your entire body. Take a deep breath in and settle into that peace, the calm, the feeling of well-being. As this powerful energy freely flows to and through you, circulating into every molecule of your being, allow your body to become very light. Let yourself mentally envision yourself already in possession of whatever results you desire. You might start by seeing a picture on the screen of your mind as if you're in a movie theater watching it happen. But it gets even better when you put yourself in the movie, when you're the actor playing the role. You are the hero of the story. You can pretend it's a rom-com and you've met the love of your life. How does that feel? How much fun would that be? You've already earned the millions of dollars and you're on a vacation with your loved ones. Where would you go? Do you have a picture? Have you done some research? Just pretend that in your mind you're already there. You can see the beach. It doesn't matter if it's Hawaii or Jackfish Lake, Lake Louise, or Lake Havasu. Where wherever your mind takes you, you can pretend that you're on a beach in Hawaii and it's perfectly warm, calm breeze. Imagine this is real. Your subconscious mind will start to look for ways, ideas, anything to show you that you're on track for that to happen. Your subconscious mind knows that it's available to you. As you get into the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you start to get ideas of how it could happen. Get so deeply involved in the picture that your subconscious mind will believe that it's possible for you. And then open your eyes and make a written statement of yourself already in possession of the good that you desire. Whether it's taking your whole family on a cruise next Christmas or spending the holidays with your loved ones, having all the time and money freedom to do what you want without worry and stress. Whatever it is, state the feeling and write it in the present tense. Write it so clearly that if a stranger picked up your piece of paper and read the description, it would create an image in their mind exactly what you're going for, the image that you're holding in your mind. As you feel connected to that beautiful goal, allow a feeling of well-being to wash over you and have the faith that that is meant for you. Whatever your imagination shows you, the pictures that show up on the screen of your mind, those are the coming attractions of your life. Enjoy it in your mind, and then write down some action steps you can take to make it show up in your reality. Everything starts in your mind. Create a beautiful goal. Create a beautiful day. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 7. Thank you.